All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me plug the joint. Why women say men only want one thing? The truth. Why women say men only want one thing? The truth. Here's the reality of it, right? When women get approached by men they don't know, and the man is being friendly, talking to them, introducing himself and all of that, they already know we all want to fuck. This is not a secret. So some of y'all might be thinking, well, if it's not a secret, then why do women publicly say these things? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to get to that in just a moment. Let me plug the joint. Why women say men only want one thing, the truth. You know, I'm going to do something I really don't like doing, but for the purpose of this drop, there's a message I want to convey, right? So I'm going to use the distinction or the delineation between an alpha male and a beta male, right? Now, so let's simplify alpha male, beta male, in the sense of men dealing with women and wanting to have sex. The alpha male represents the guy that has sex appeal, right? The beta male represents the guy that don't have sex appeal. Okay, stay with me, right? Why women say men only want one thing. Okay, I've said this about women in the past, and I'm gonna say it again here. Women want to be sexually desired and they want to be dated. Let me say that shit again. Women want to be sexually desired and they want to be dated. Now, when it comes to being sexually desired by men, women only care about being sexually desirable to the men they actually desire sexually as well. Okay, let me say that shit again a little slower. When it comes to being sexually desired or being sexually desirable, women truly only care about being sexually desired by the men they actually want to have sex with. Now, the reality of it is women already know they're going to be also sexually desired by the men they don't want to have sex with. Here's where the problem comes in at. Here's where the problem comes in. If you sexually desire a woman and she actually sexually desires you too, she don't have a problem with that. So when it comes to that guy, she's not really so much saying, oh, men only want one thing. Now, there are exceptions. There are exceptions, and I'm going to get to that. But for the most part, when a woman actually sexually desires a man who also sexually desires her, she don't look at him or she don't categorize him in that category of, oh, these men only want one thing. Who the women are talking about is the men they don't sexually desire. That's who they're really talking about. The men whom they do not sexually desire, but yet those men have the audacity to try and have sex with them without offering a date. Y'all see where I'm going with that? Y'all see where I'm going with that? So when I say why women say men only want one thing, the truth. One thing that all women, I say all, and I usually don't say all, I usually say most. One thing that all women cannot stand, they cannot stand when beta male dudes try and act like they can get the pussy without spending no money. They can't stand that shit. This is why if you're the type of guy who try and offer a date, like to get some ice cream or some coffee, this is why some women will be like, you can't take me on a proper date? You can't take me on a proper date? If you're so cheap, you're going to just take me to get ice cream? I'm hungry. At least you can do is take me out on a proper date. Okay, let me decipher what she's really saying. You beta male ass nigga. Would you think you're going to try and convince me to give you some pussy? And this is the best date you can offer me? You think you're going to try and get me in your bed and you can't spend no more money than that? That's what she's really saying. Now, just because you spend more money than that, that's not going to necessarily impact her desire to want to fuck you, because she already knows she don't want to, right? But she knows because you want to, right? She's going to give you the misleading impression that sex can happen. Why? Because you're just a utility guy. You're just a guy that she's going to take advantage of in the moment. Why? What did I say earlier in the beginning? Women want to be sexually desired and they want to be dated, right? See, women don't mind having sex without a date with men they are actually sexually attracted to. Let me say that again a little slower. Women don't mind having sex without a date with men they are actually sexually attracted to. And when I say date, look, peep game. Okay, even if you did a date and didn't spend no money, if a woman is sexually attracted to you, she's cool with that. A woman who is sexually attracted to you does not require the spending of money by you. So even if you did a date, hey man, look, I'm about to go to this nature trail. Why don't you take a walk with me? I'm gonna grab a bottle of water, for you and myself. We're just gonna take a walk and chop it up. A woman who is sexually attracted to you is okay with that. Okay? In fact, I told you guys before, I personally know women where a guy offered a date and they said, how about we skip the date and go straight to your house and fuck? See, a woman who is sexually attracted to you, all she requires is that you reciprocate that. If you are sexually attracted to her and she views you in the same fashion, that's all you need, right? Why women say men only want one thing? What they're really talking about, there's two scenarios. Okay, and I told you guys earlier, I'm gonna get back to the exception to the rule. There are two scenarios why women will say you men only want one thing. Now, if a woman is sexually attracted to a guy and they have sex and she begins to like him more than just sex, like she wants to actually date this guy. She wants this guy to look at her as a person that he could date. But he's just letting her know, no, it's just going to be fucking going on. We ain't doing nothing else. In those cases, women might feel some type of way. They still like to fuck the guy. They still want to have sex with him. But because they actually like him, they want to be dated by him. They want that guy to take them seriously. I got a story. I told the story before. I'm going to tell it again to illustrate my point that I'm trying to make. So sometime back, and if y'all watch the Real Game No Theory podcast, when at the beginning of the show, you know what I'm saying, before we come on and you guys are listening to the trailer and all of that other shit, right? I allude to this story, right? So I'm gonna tell it again real quick. So there was a young lady I was dealing with, and we were fucking, right? She would do little shit, you know what I'm saying? When she would come by, if she saw some clothes in a basket, she would ask me, are those clean? I'll fold them for you. She would bring me shit, you know what I'm saying? Like if she stopped at McDonald's or something on the way to my crib, she would ask me, do you want anything? And I'm like, yeah, bring me this, that, and the third, right? And she would bring it, right? But for the most part, outside of that, we were just fucking, right? That's it. We were fucking. I wasn't dating her. I wasn't taking her out nowhere. None of that. Okay, we were just fucking, right? So one day she calls me up. She wants me to come by the crib and beat it up like I always do, right? She wanted me to come by, right? I made the mistake, right? This is why I warn you guys against inadvertent behavior and the ramifications of the consequences of inadvertent behavior, right? You should always be on point with what you're doing, right? Especially when you want the boundaries and the parameters that you set forth, when you want them to be respected, you got to make sure you don't give women just cause to cross those boundaries that you set forth. And inadvertent behavior can lead to that, right? So the mistake I made was when she called me up, we on the phone, and she want me to come by. I said, yeah, I'm in the middle of something right now, but I'll be there later on tonight, right? And I should have told her to do what I normally would do. I would either tell her, hey, I'm gonna hit you up on the way there, and she would say, well, I'm gonna go to sleep, or I'm gonna do this. I'll put a key under the mat for you, so that the key will be under the mat, right? Or if I'm on my way, she'll be like, I'll leave the door unlocked, just come in, right? Boom, right? I should have just set it up how I normally set it up, but this time I started talking to her longer than I normally would, and I started talking to her about things that I would be doing that I normally wouldn't, right? So she's like, so what are you doing? When I say, I got some things I'm doing right now. So what are you doing? The mistake I made was getting into that. So I basically tell her, yeah, I'm running some errands, but later on, me and the fellas, we're gonna get together, we're gonna grab a bite to eat, throw back some drinks, and just kick it. And then she asks, why don't you do that with me? Why don't you take me out like that? Why don't you spend time with me doing those type of things? Right? And I told her, I said, that's not what we do. Right? That's not what we do. And then she got pushy, right? So when she got pushy about it, that's when I got a little bit more stern. And I said, look, we fuck. That's what we do. We fuck. When I want to beat it up, I hit you up. If you free, I beat it up. When you want me to beat it up, you hit me up. If I'm free, I'll come through and I'll beat it up like I'm going to do tonight. That's what we do. If you got a problem with it, I ain't even got to come through tonight. We can stop fucking with each other right now. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly how I spoke to her. And she said, no, I want you to come through. You're such an asshole, right? She called me an asshole, right? But she still wanted me to come through and beat it up. You see what I'm saying? So in that situation, all I wanted was sex. But because she was sexually attracted to me and we previously had sex many times over, and she liked the way I dicked her down, she was willing to settle for that role. You see what I'm saying? But when women are coming across beta males, dudes who they don't look at you as that dominant, assertive, masculine man who has sex appeal. They don't look at you as that way. So when you try and act like you're not going to take a woman out and you just want to fuck, she's like, oh, hell no. Oh, how dare you? She feels offended that you're coming at her like that because you're not that guy. And what happens is a lot of you guys, you do yourself an injustice because women can tell off rip, that you're not that guy. You are not that dominant, assertive guy with masculine sex appeal because of how you talk. Okay, my bad. Hold on. My phone ringing, and it's linked to my computer. Okay, hold on. Okay, all right, cool. Right? Why women say men only want one thing? Because this is what women cannot have. Women cannot have every guy who's attracted to him trying to fuck. They can't have that, right? They can't. And when I say trying to fuck, what I mean is they can't have every guy who's attracted to them try and fuck from a alpha male's perspective. In other words, you coming at the chick like, I ain't trying to date you. You know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to do is just beat them walls in. I ain't trying to do all that dating shit. I'm not looking for nothing serious. Now, if you want to develop a fuck buddy scenario or a sexual relationship where we do this thing on a regular basis, we could do it all. We could do that. But as far as like trying to date you and be serious with you, Nah, I ain't looking for that type of shit. Right? They can't have every guy coming at them like that. Because they still want to be dated. Women still want non-sexual attention. Even if they're not getting it from the guy that they are actually sexually attracted to, they still require that. They still need that. This is why women will go out on dates with men they know they don't want to fuck. They'll meet you for a drink. They'll go to the movies with you. They'll go to a comedy show with you, right? They'll let you fly them out in some cases, but still won't fuck because they still want that type of attention. The same type of attention they would get from a boyfriend, women want that. Even if they don't have a boyfriend, they still want that Netflix and chilling, spending the night, taking showers with niggas and shit. Women, they still want that type of shit. Because there are certain guys like myself who ain't gonna give it to them, at least not in the beginning, but they still want that type of action. This is why they'll deal with certain types of beta males, because they still want that type of situation. But what they cannot have is men who they look at as beta males. They can't have you niggas trying to fuck without dating them. They can't have you niggas trying to fuck without spending money. They can't have that. This is why they'll go online and say all men want is one thing. And what they're really talking about, again, is you beta male dudes, you dudes who they look at or they perceive to be the type of dudes who don't have that masculine sex appeal. They can't have you acting like you that dude. This is why a lot of times when you guys try and sound all smooth and slick, they'll be like, oh, really? Okay. Tell me more. Because they've already perceived you to be the type of guy they can manipulate and they can utilize for dates that they ain't trying to fuck. They already perceived you as that. Or at least they perceived you as a guy, he's cute, you know, I might fuck him. But before I do, you know, I gotta have him compensate me in other ways. I gotta have him jump through a series of hoops first. I gotta have him basically be at my beck and call and take me where I want to go. Right? Real quick, and I'm gonna end it with this. Shout out to the home. I think it was it Lucario? I think it was Lucario. I think it was Lucario and Miles. They did a show recently where a guy called in, and yeah, I think it was Miles and Lucario. And the guy called in, and he had met this babe, and they had sex twice. And then she basically told him, you know, I can't fuck with you no more. I'm taking too many L's, right? So let me, but for those of you who saw that joint, let me, because I saw it, and when he said, she said that, I knew exactly what she was talking about. See, when a woman says, I can't fuck with you no more, I'm taking too many L's, what she is saying is, I don't really look at you as that guy anyway, right? I mean, yeah, you kind of cute, so I had sex with you just to see if you were at least good in bed, but you're not that good in bed, and you're not spending no money. I'm taking too many L's to fuck with you. And what it was, she was taking Ubers to his crib, and she was paying for the Ubers. So in her mind, she is saying, you're not that guy. You're not really that guy. And when it comes to sex, you're not really fucking me that well. And I'm having to spend money. I'm having to spend money to Uber to you and to Uber back to the crib. At least you can do is spend money to Uber me out to you and Uber me back home. But I'm getting subpar dick from a man I wasn't really all that attracted to, and I'm having to spend money to come get this subpar dick. Oh, hell no. I'm taking too many L's. I can't fuck with you. Why women say men only want one thing? The truth is, when it comes to men they're actually sexually attracted to, the dominant, assertive man with masculine sex appeal, they don't mind that he only want to fuck. Because they want that dick too. Now, eventually they might want more, and they might begin to feel some type of way. But if that guy's dicking them down well, guess what they're going to do? Shut the fuck up and play their position. I'm out.